Another day, another whiskey video. This time we're going to be doing some barrel aging on some of our whiskeys. We've got this cask going here. It's been soaking in Castellano San Simon. It is a dry red wine, just giving it a nice color, add a bit of a flavor, that tobacconess that we want. If you've never barrel aged before, make sure always pre-soak your barrels so they can swell up so there's not as much leakage. You definitely don't want leakage because you're still going to have that angel share. But we're going to be doing that. We're going to be talking about what I did, going through what it looks like. So this is going to be part of the mixture. It's just a mixture of a whole bunch of stuff I have left. And then there's also some of the higher end stuff. There's a little bit of Knob Creek 18 in there. Got to sample that thanks to the Kansas City Bourbon and Whiskey Club. Shout out to them. Great club. We got together on Saturday, supported the veterans, gave out a lot of bottles. So feel free to check them out on Facebook. It was a really good time. So let's get into this. First, we're going to open this up. Make sure doing that. And then I'm going to drain some just so I can look at that color. See how this color is. It's nice and red, dark red. Just give you guys a little, like what it looks like. We're going to do a little smells. Accidentally just snorted some up my nose, kind of funny. Really strong right there. It's a dry wine after all. This is actually only $3.99 at Hy-Vee. Fair enough. It was an experiment, so I didn't want to go with an expensive wine or anything like that. But let's go ahead and give this a sip. Cheers, guys. Definitely some floral notes, that raspberry, some strawberries. Back end burns a little bit, but it's been soaking in that for 2 weeks now. I've had that going. So we're going to go ahead and empty the contents of this because my landlord actually likes wine, so I was going to go ahead and give him this just so it doesn't go to waste. I'm not big of a wine drinker, so we're going to go ahead and drain this all. Very important to make sure I get all the contents out of this. And then we are very importantly, you can do these casks more than once, but make sure it's always filled so it doesn't dry up. We're actually using a Tito's liquor bottle. I'm not a vodka drinker to drain this with. We're going to see how much of this is left because it was a 7-liter bottle. 7.5, sorry, my bad. So this is what we got so far out of it. Yeah, I made a little bit of mess. We still got more, which is fine. We brought multiple barrels because I didn't want to put it back in the thing because it's not going to taste. For one, it was a cheaper bottle. Like I said, $3.99. Not very cheap. Good. Just something to add some flavor, add some color. That's what I was more wanting to for these younger whiskeys and bourbons. You just want to add some color. As you see, we're getting quite a bit. I am still going. It's another full bottle. But look at that color. Good color. Deep reds. We're going to see how much more we can get out of here. I'm trying to make sure. Oh, we're getting to the end of it. It's starting to... And last, I'm just going to set that down. I'm not a big fan of it. But just making sure. We get all of this. You don't want to have a lot of waste. And that's about it on that part. Now we're going to go back to filling it up. There's still a little bit, so we're going to go and find, I have tons of bottles. So we're just going to take another bottle to make sure we get all of this added here. Because that's all we were wanting to do, is impart some flavors, impart some color. And this appears to be all of it. So we've got quite a bit out of there. Now, we're going to go ahead and add our spirits. Like I said, this is a mixture of a whole bunch of barrels I had left over, including a little bit of Knob Creek 18 in there to really help. I really should be using a funnel, but we're just going to pour it. And make sure you have it closed. You don't want to be spilling all this nectar. And we're going to let this go for about a month. This is actually a plan to do an infinity barrel. As you see, there's some sediment left. I did some experimenting with it already. And we're going to go ahead and use very old Battens. It's 100 proof. It's okay. Flavors, it's just not something I drink on the regular. So that's what we're going to use to top this off. A very old. It is 100 proof, 50% alcohol. Great drinker. And make sure we're always using proofs about the same. So we're going to go ahead and add that. We're going to check it. You don't want to overfill it, obviously. And just to top it off a little bit, I have a bit of this Eagle Rare left. We're going to put a little bit of that Eagle Rare, just imparting. There wasn't much left, but just trying to get it. And then the Piece of the Resistance, to me, one of my favorites, is the Yellowstone. Just to make sure. I spilled some. Spilled quite a bit, actually. That's not good. But there we go on that. If you have any questions, feel free. Yes, I know I spilled some. And thank you for taking the time. And if you guys like these kinds of videos, let me know. And we will check back on this. We'll be doing in 1 week samples, but the videos will be much shorter. We'll be doing 1 week's, just seeing the differences in color. Because we're even going to do one right now just to compare the colors and everything. So we're going to get this cork back on. Very important. And thanks, guys, and hope you guys enjoy.